Tell me what I got to do.
To another flow.
What you want?
Tell me where to go, what to do.
To another flow.
What you want?
Show me the stars.
What you want?
Show me the stars.
Get it poppin' with it.
Get it poppin', put it. Get it.
Little switch right here.
What you want?
To another flow.
Bro, this went stupid for no reason. Alright, that was Dash Star Cramex Flip.
That was hard.
Yeah,
That was tight.
that shit was wild.
Tight.
I found it yesterday and I was like, oh no, this is definitely something I gotta play out.
You
For
find it
sure.
on SoundCloud?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Bro, I
yeah,
find like
that's
all my music on
All the
SoundCloud.
underdogs are on there, man. All the underdogs.
Facts.
Did you play it yesterday?
Nah, I was going to, and then I realized it was only a 40-minute set opposed to an hour set. And I was like, oh shit, okay. And I was initially gonna play that as my last song, but then I just totally got like lost track of time. And it was already time for me to switch. And I was playing something, so I was like, all right, whatever. It's cool. But no, that's something that's definitely gonna be in my sets. Especially because yesterday I only played house music because it was an all house event. So I didn't really play too much of like any trap or anything
But
like
that had like a good like Jersey like switch up. So you
yeah,
could
so
definitely
see,
use that
that's
to
exactly
advantage.
what I was gonna use, that Jersey part into
Yeah.
that trap switch up.
Nah, it was good. It was good. I fucks with it.
Hell yeah. So yeah, welcome to another episode of Don Talks. We have the boys in here. We got Swoop
Oh yeah.
and Something's Wrong.
I'm actually Brojack.
Bro, oh shit. And we got Brojack.
Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah. How you guys doing today?
Good man. Good. Good. We coming off a weekend of shenanigans too as well.
Yeah, no, I
So-
heard.
Yeah, we had a pool party yesterday for our boy Chris. You know, all the homies from Discotheque came through to come party with us. You know, we had a few retrospect acts there, so it was cool there
Okay.
too. You know, just a lot of homies hanging out. Nothing too serious.
Yeah, vibing.
Yeah.
We played house music.
Yeah.
No dubs and what. It was pretty fun.
It's super fun.
Do you guys not normally do that?
That was the first time.
Oh, really? Just all
time.
house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you were with the whole like discos group and whatnot.
Yeah. It's like, you know, why not switch it up for this one time?
Cool vibes type
Yeah.
shit.
But then we were like, hey, you know, maybe we could take this to like serious venues. Why not try it out? Like,
You should. Bro, house right now is a thing
oh,
everywhere.
Yeah. We love house. We love house. Big techno fan guy over here. Big, big
Literally,
one.
like everywhere I play like dubstep and shit. But when I'm home, I don't play any dubstep. It's only techno. That's all I
Really?
play at my house.
Bro, I just recently got into techno. I want to say maybe like 5 to 6 months ago. Just because we had a homegirl come on the podcast and she just only does techno. And she invited us to a show.
Mhm.
And I didn't know what to expect, but like I'm open to all EDM at this point. Like I feel like I've been just in bass music too long that I just need to branch out and to listen to other shit. And when I went to an all you could eat event. I think that's what they're called in OC. Right?
Yeah, at the circle.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
And they do techno nights on Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah.
And bro, they said it. The vibe they make it super dark, opposed to any other events. It's like it looks like an underground thing. And bro, hella people show up for techno.
And they actually provide the food too, huh?
Yeah, bro. What did they give us that day? I want to say they gave us ice cream. I think. Yeah,
Oh,
they gave us
that's
ice
tight.
cream for sure. Yeah, I was like,
Everyone's
what
just
the
partying with
hell?
the ice cream and shit.
That's some different shit.
It
Like,
is. It is.
I
yeah.
guess they change it every week. And
they had
whatnot.
like a hot Cheeto night too.
Oh, swear.
yeah,
That's
looked pretty
fire.
fire.
That's fire. But yeah, techno's dope as fuck. Is that like what initially got you like EDM or?
Yeah, I was like big on Dead Mouse. Start.
Got you.
What was it? Probably like 12th Planet was the next one that I heard after Dead.
Okay.
And I was like, this shit's tight too.
Hell
But I
yeah.
always found myself right back.
Techno.
Yeah, all that.
All right. So what are artists that are in techno that you could say like if you wanted to get someone into techno, who would you tell them to go listen to?
Nina Kravis.
What was that?
Nina Kravis.
Nina Kravis?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's fucking amazing. Charlotte DeWitt. How do you say it? Parfait.
Parfait.
Like real European shit. Like fucking lit.
Okay. Do they like tour out here a lot or nah?
Nina does. I haven't, and Charlotte DeWitt too plays a lot of Insomniac stuff. But the other people, they're mostly over there. That's where they play.
Okay.
Rave starts at 5 a.m. type shit.
Lit. What? Why don't we have any 5 a.m. raves over here, bro?
Because they ain't ready for that.
I'm not ready for that.
I mean, I think the closest we're getting to now are like the campsites at these festivals where it just goes nonstop. I don't know if you guys been to like Camp EDC or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
Those shits go nonstop.
And
Like-
they're starting to push alcohol sales in Hollywood now.
oh yeah,
A little
until
later.
4, right?
Yeah, so
I
we're getting
seen
there.
that.
We're getting there.
So now what is it? It's like a 2-hour like stop. Well, when can you buy alcohol again? Like at 6, isn't it? Or like 7, something like that.
I think it's 6.
It's 6. So
think
then
it's
there's only 2 hours where they can't buy alcohol.
Yeah.
That's wild. Okay.
Rough life.
Fuck, I can't buy alcohol for 2 hours. Shit. Damn, breeding fucking alcoholics out there now,
Dude.
huh?
Hey, they don't understand.
Hey, but it's a party. Fuck it.
is.
I mean, they're basically extending the afters at their clubs, pretty much is how I see it. Because usually when we leave the clubs at like 2, and then we'll go to afters, and I'll usually stay until like 4 is the cutoff, 4:30. Once it hits close to 5, I'm done at any afters I go to. You know.
But sometimes we go to like someone else's place, just kick it, like place a little pool, and then you see the sun come up. You're like, oh, jeez, we screwed up.
Yeah.
We screwed up.
Hey, but it happens like that sometimes. Honestly, I've realized that those are some of the best places to make like connections. Or it's like not even connections to where like, oh, like we're gonna work. Just connections to like, oh damn, you're cool to just kick it with until 5 in the morning. You feel me? Those are dope vibes to get with. Like I get a lot of those vibes after the retrospect events and stuff like that. There's always the afters and stuff like that. I want to say after the whose show? Maybe it was Slime show. There was an afters, and I think like I kicked it with Hellcat for a bit and whatnot, and that was really cool.
Yeah, it's literally the beginning. It's like right when you wake up, it's retrospect all day until like 7 a.m. That's like, okay, now it's over. Like that shit goes on all day.
So now that we're on retrospect, how did you guys like get involved with that whole thing?
Long journey. Thanks to this guy, first of all, he's the first friend that I came across when it came to retrospect. 'Cause I was on a different team that didn't really work out with, but
there was 2 people throwing events at Rockefeller's, and I was on the retro team. He was on another one, but I'd still go see them play. Other team.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that team just kind of branched off from Rockefeller's, so I joined them because they had more of a bass scene on their side. So I was like, this is probably my best fit.
Yeah.
And they welcomed me with open arms, and it's been like friends ever since.
Okay. And you guys say like retrospect is bass catered towards, like that's what retrospect is seen as, or how do you guys put it?
Well, we're all genre brand basically, but we have a bass side to us.
Okay.
Specifically Dogma.
Yeah.
Wearing this shit right here.
Damn, I got the sticker over here on the table.
Yeah. If you ever been to a Dogma show, you know how rowdy it gets over there.
Bro, it's lit. Honestly, some of the best times I've had at a show out here.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
It's just because it feels more personal and like more. It's more of a chill vibe. Like it gets heavy. There's points where it could get heavy, but for the most part, it's very chill. It's very, I could pull up, smoke my weed. I could probably like vibe with someone next to me, headbang a little bit, maybe sometimes like dance to house music. So, and then I like that you started doing your own stage, the Big Dingus stage. That's what
Yes,
it is.
sir.
And then
Yeah.
you started putting trap acts there, bro. I really appreciate you for that shit.
Nah, bro. That's what Big Thing is kind of is all about. You know, just another platform for people that don't really get that recognition. You know, because it's not always about like like your social media stuff like that. It's like because I know a lot of people work hard on their music, like super hard, and it's just like I
Facts.
hear that and I'm like, you know what? Let me hear what you got. Let me hear what you got, and you'd be surprised like how many new fans people get from that night. And they really, those artists, they come up to me and they're like, dude, thank you for that hour. I really appreciate it.
For
And I'm
sure.
like, dude, thank you. Like you brought the heat to the table, you know?
I'm definitely one of those people that can
Yeah,
say I've
dude,
played, and
oh,
I've got
bro.
some people that now just hit me up, be like, dude, that set. And I'm
Dude,
like, I appreciate it.
You had a good set too. Good set. You played some trap and then you threw in some UK bass on top of that. It was fire.
I appreciate that.
Fire.
Appreciate that. So when did you start doing that stage?
We started slightly spooky last year, I believe. Yeah, that was the first one, and
Okay.
then it was just kind of like, hey, you know, let's just bring it every now and then, you know, because it's cool, you know,
Yeah.
having an inside stage. It feels like festival vibes because if you're not digging the vibe at one stage, you can escape and go to another one, you know.
Yeah, and the inside is like a whole different, like it's a bar environment, but with that stage there, it makes it more of a
Like Chinese laundry vibe, you know.
bro. Yeah, exactly. It's funny. Not a lot of people know what that venue is,
Ah,
and I'm
dude.
just like, bro, that's one of the most legendary venues ever.
yeah.
But I heard it got shut down.
It did. Rest in peace, man. But hey, this is what Rocks is about, you know. We're gonna try to revenate as best as we can, try
Hell
to
yeah,
act like we're that venue, you know. But
I can see that, bro.
that's why I
for
said, you
sure.
know, Australia vibes, boiler room vibes, you know, it can get sweaty in there, man. Really sweaty.
Facts.
So
What's it called? I want to say you probably curated, or well, you booked one of my favorite sets I've seen like this year, like period. You booked Cure. I believe that's how.
yeah, she was cool.
Bro,
She's cool.
her set was especially because there was a lot of her tracks, and I'm a fan of just her music. And honestly, I didn't realize she was on that lineup that day because that was the day it was a collab with Underground, right?
Yeah, it was a takeover with them.
Yeah. So initially, I was just like really hyped over the whole Underground thing, and then when I got there, and then I looked at the lineup, and Carlos was like, "Oh, look, Cure's on the lineup." I was like, "Wait, really?" And yeah, I started freaking out, and like I low key like found out a little. Like she
Yeah,
said,
dude,
"What's up?" And I was
honestly,
like, "Really good."
super good, super good. And I've heard her stuff way back in the past, but like I've always been a trap fan, like way before the dubstep, way before the house, you know. So my love of trap has always been in there. So when people tell me, "Hey, I play trap music," I'm like, "Okay, what's up? Let me hear that. Let me hear that because I wanna bring that to my stage." And that's kind of what we were going for, like that night for Dogma. We wanted to keep the rhythm outside and then the inside, like have more of a trappy chill vibe.
I felt it.
You know?
I felt it for sure.
Yeah.
I loved going in and out the whole time. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm not missing any of this. I just kept switching from both stages. So
we correlate when it comes to that stuff a lot.
Yeah.
You know? It's just we want the vibe to be perfect.
It's nice to go inside, outside. Like you can see step on both stages. You can see house on both stages. The whole deal. That's what we kind of like to make sure is that everybody can like experience the full value of Rockefellers.
yeah.
You know? And it's getting bigger. Like every month we go back and like there's something new. Like they're about to put an LED wall on where it says Rockefellers on the stage. That thing's all about to be one big LED
Oh
wall.
shit.
It's really cool what he's doing with it too. Like he fucks with, you know, what we're doing. And I mean, I've been there since I was like 18. Shh, don't tell nobody. But but like man,
Allegedly.
like what's it called? They never used to do bands or anything there. It was just kind of like it's the look. But now
Uh-huh.
they're really doing it. They got the metal nights, reggae nights.
Yeah, I seen that.
It's fucking lit. Like there's actually something to do in Corona now.
You haven't checked out the new Revenated venue? Go check it out. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's
What is that?
beautiful. No, the at Rocks.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
'cause
okay.
we got a new stage and everything, dude.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that shit looks nice. Honestly, bro, going to that when I saw Slimes there, bro, I was like, this is a slime, like this is a dope ass show for Slimes to be
Yeah.
like here at Rockefeller. And I think it just played perfect. Even into his like brand and whatnot, it's a perfect place to come stop at like on a tour and stuff like that. Like Rockefeller is and Retrospect and Dogma starting to be one of those groups where people want to go to tour and stuff like
yeah.
that, you know?
It's
That's
very
really cool.
intimate. That's why people dig us. you know?
Facts. So what like made you guys want to start like throwing shows to begin with?
Chance. You know, he brought me on the team. I met Jimmy Rich, and then he introduced me to Chance and Eric. And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna start doing this at the Rockefellers, everything."
Yeah.
I personally didn't think it would be like crazy at all because I'm like, this is just a dive bar. They proved me wrong, and that's how I started there. But now
Yeah.
it's just full force.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Same thing with you?
Well, yeah, that's, I saw them and I never really expected Big Dingus to be what it is now. Big Dingus was just like an Instagram page for me to like post funny videos for me and my friends. And then I just asked him one day, I was like, hey, can I have like a birthday stage for one day? And I named it Big Dingus because that's, that was my favorite thing at the time. And it got so much support that they kept asking me to do it again. And here we are, Big Dingus at full potential.
I remember I believe I remember when it popped up. You guys were just putting the purple.
Oh, the purple eggplant.
Yeah, the purple eggplant like on the stages and stuff. I was like, I'm dead, bro. This is it. This is it right here.
We're still gonna have it.
Yeah.
My favorite prop is the fucking sculpture, and it's just literally holding 3 eggplants together. Like it just looks so fucking funny.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That whole idea is just like, yeah, we throw EDM shows, but like we want you to know that we have fun at the end of the day doing this shit,
Bro, and that literally that should be like the staple of why everyone's doing this, not for like anything else. I get it, you want to like somehow make a financial living doing everything, right? When it comes to DJing, when it comes to throwing shows, all of that. But if you're solely doing it just for that part, it kind of like dilutes the purpose of everything, right? Like,
can't be so serious with life, man.
Facts.
Gotta have fun.
If not, then what the fuck am I doing this for?
It's a party job, so why not have fun?
How do you want to go see somebody and then like they act like they don't even have like a real life? Like, how are you supposed to relate to them and vibe with them when they're just kind of like standoffish and this is just what I do and like have fun with it?
Yeah,
Facts, bro. Like,
everything you see on that page, not scripted, like just the camera's was rolling, and this is all of our personalities.
And bro, your personality shine through all of that shit. Every time I see a recap video, I'm like, oh, fuck, all right, the team's having fun here.
Yeah, dude,
for sure.
Everywhere we go, dude, it's some bullshit.
Yeah, I could tell. Fucking, we had King Yaki over here, fam, and bro, he's just a whole character in himself too. So like the fact that he's part of y'all's team, like with y'all included, bro, I could just tell it's like some wild shit that's always going on.
We're all special children.
I can believe that. Okay.
Were you ever dropped as a kid? I was, so I'm not judging. But.
I had helm as a kid, so maybe.
I was definitely dropped as a kid a couple times. I'm pretty sure.
Same.
So, question: I wanted to ask both of you guys this, but let's go with Swoop first. Where does the name Swoop come from?
Dude. So Swoop was supposed to be like a clothing brand. Like I always was like digging clothes. Like I always wanted to make my own clothes. Still gonna have that dream. Big Dingus season 1 coming soon.
Hey.
And I had another DJ name called Beernay, and I'm like 16, DJing, and I'm like, you know what? This is probably why I'm not getting booked. 16-year-old having beer in his name. Like, let me switch it up. So I did it to Swoop. It was a lot cleaner. I got bookings faster. I opened up for Bear Noise at age 20.
Oh shit!
When I first moved out here, because I don't know, it was pretty cool. Like the whole Swoop era was really dope, and I'm still working on it, and it's cool to see how it's progressing because from a local boy from Virginia, it's
oh
dope.
Shit, you're from Virginia?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not from here.
When'd you move out here?
2016.
2016.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so to come out here and to see like, people are willing to support my dream, this and that, just have fun with me. It's so tight, man. So tight.
Bro, that's wild. Like, so How do you look at like the move coming here? Was it like something like, oh, California, I'm gonna go live out like my dream, or like what was that transition for you?
Well, when it first happened, it was just because like my mom had just recently married to my new stepdad,
like, okay,
and he couldn't really find a job, so he was like you got to
California.
move. And I was just graduating high school, and she was like, you can either stay in Virginia or go out to Cali and experience something new. And I was like, I've never been to Cali, so why not? So I did it out here, tested it, and haven't
Never
regretted it
regret.
ever since.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's wild. I feel like that's a perfect that was a perfect opportunity, to get out here. And some people never have that opportunity to be like, okay, I'm gonna leave.
No, facts. I mean, it teaches you to work hard, bro. It teaches you to work. Not everything's handed to you in life. Not everything's handed to you.
Bro,
So,
most things aren't handed to you. You gotta go get that shit.
So, like, people, can't really say like, oh, things were handed. He's just DJ, just playing music because I don't really produce either like that. But I have a few edits out. But
okay,
here I am making a statement for myself.
bro, DJing is the same thing as production, but it's like you're still mapping out your dream.
Yeah.
Look at it as DJing, like getting your name out and stuff like that. You still need that at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And like, bro,
And there's
you guys
always
are
more
always
and there's-
booked.
and there's always more room for improvement. Because trust me, like I said, I'm just getting started. Like I feel like there's a lot more I could hit. But yeah, like you said, like we're always getting booked, and that's something I've been talking with this guy. Like we got a good thing going on with these B2Bs. Like people really love us,
Bro,
know?
I wanted to touch on that too. Like, why did you guys start going back to back? And then like I've been seeing it's a very reoccurring thing. Like, why is that?
I don't know, man. Like just
We all kind of like to play music with each other.
Yeah.
So, like, it's always fun. We did it the first time in January, and then it was just a lot of fun. We vibe real well with each other, and I mean, it's good. It's good,
Yeah.
Run with it.
yeah, because like you said, like we go back to back with a lot of people. Like I'll go back to back with Homer. He goes back to back with Homer to Sinai Panda,
Yeah.
and he's a good, person to go back to back with. He flows cool. He knows how to read the music, and it's just fun because he does more of like Melbourne and Big Room,
Okay.
and we just do house, and it's so tight. And then I have a duo with Jimmy called Ice Climbers.
Yeah, I wanna
do
talk
just
about that, too.
straight house, and so we've always talked about going back to back, and then come that January show, that was like our first official one, and it was just like we loved it. It was more fun, and then like, oh, dude, look at the outcome that we had from it, and then people just loved it. We started getting booking outside of Retrospect. That's why we went to Pomona recently, and then Project Z after.
Okay.
for
Yeah, I seen
Novocaine.
that.
Yeah, so and we got a lot more coming. We're not just done yet, dude. We're not
Sure.
done.
For sure. And I also like that you guys, when you guys do your back to back, you guys are using both your independent names, like Something's Wrong and Swoop, to put on all the flyers. Cause I feel like it helps, like when you put both your guys' backs and backs. And there's nothing wrong with like making a duo with someone and something like that. But I like seeing that because at the same time you guys are still your own separate like artists and stuff like that and DJs. So that's really cool to see.
Yeah, dude, there's so many like duo names out there. We're just like, you know what? Let's keep it this way.
Keep it OG.
Yeah.
It works, bro. It works. So where did Something Wrong come from? And where did Sloth come from too? Because I got introduced to you by Sloth. So now that's how I know you.
Yeah.
So like when I introduced you as Something's Wrong, it felt like unnatural to me.
Yeah, even like now people still put Sloth on like the lineups, but that's just like my name. Like I got the name because we were playing soccer, and like I was sitting on a goalpost waiting for them to fucking pick their teams and shit, and I went to get down and my fucking foot got caught, and I caught myself, and then it stuck. They just said, "Oh, he looks like a sloth." I shit you not though, dude. That was like I was like 16, 17 when that happened, and I meet people's parents and shit. And they're like, "Hi, Sloth." I'm like, "How do you?" I'm Gerald. Nice to meet you. Like, it's so great. But that was why I just said, okay, I'll just be Sloth as like a DJ name. But it wasn't anything that I found musically. You know what I mean? And after a while, I was like kind of just like searching like what are you trying to do with your music? And for me, everything that I've done with it is to help my anxiety and depression. So that's where something's wrong comes in. There's always going to be something wrong in life,
Facts.
but there's always something that's going to help it too. So I hope that whatever I'm fucking doing can help somebody else.
For sure.
Yeah.
And music is definitely the best way to connect with other people and build that connection.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to see it live when you're DJing, bro. Like it's almost instant gratification, but like it's a preparation to that because you've had to pick all the tracks, learn how to DJ, learn how to get the vibe set. So then when you're able to see the actual reaction and everyone's vibing exactly how you'd want to picture it, there's like a good feeling towards that, I guess you could say.
Facts. It's not easy being a perfectionist.
Bro.
It's not.
Nah, and then you're overthinking everything. I think that's like the biggest part of doing anything artistic wise or anything like that. You can't really say there's a right or wrong way, is that you'll get into the whole of, damn, like, am I doing this right? Because is there a right way? Like, how do I know if I'm doing something the right way and something that's so subjective, you know?
Yeah. But that's the thing you gotta understand is like with this music stuff, everyone learns differently, you know.
Yeah.
Like I never really learned like music theory or like notes like that. So it was all just ear numbers, you know.
Okay. What did you guys start like DJing off of when you guys first started DJing?
Two
Virtual-
YouTube bars. Play one song,
With
fucking
one
go to
laptop?
the- Go to the next bar tab and fucking.
I respect that.
I was a
respect
virtual
that.
DJ kid.
Same. That's how I
The
started.
boxes and shit.
All right, I'm not gonna lie. It's crazy. My first ever like actual DJ mix, I made in Windows Movie Maker because you
what?
could like volume edit out tracks.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing. I would just put a track in, volume edit out one track, and then volume edit in one.
It's actually mad smart. Like that's pretty cool.
And then I did like a 13-minute like mix like that. It was pretty trash. But like that was like my idea of like, oh, I want to start doing this.
You had your first DAW as a kid.
Pretty much, yeah. My first doll was Windows Movie Maker. You feel me? That was lit. And then I went into virtual DJ, and then from there I got into Serato with turntables, and then I had to learn CDJs once I learned like every club EDM wise is gonna make you learn CDJs. So I was like, shit, okay. I think the first time I ever like ran CDJs for reals was at like a Lowen's like first event or something like that, and I was like, what am I doing? I was like, damn, I really shouldn't be playing right now. Like, but I mean, I figured it out after a while, but it's a big learning curve. Like, how did that process work for you guys?
My first one was for that Catch One opening show for
Okay.
Bear Noise. Dude, that was like my first like booking like ever, like signed a contract. I was getting paid for, like cool. And he told me, yeah, you're gonna play on CDJ 2000. I was like, dude, I've never played on these ever. I'm over here watching YouTube videos. I'm like, what to do and shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck. So I just practiced my set as best as I could, played it all by ear. And it was a smooth fly. And then I got to experience like older decks, and then it was like a learning lesson. Like, hey, these use memory cues, not hot cues. So like,
Yeah.
everything's just a learning experience. I always tell people like, it's just a really, really big controller. So don't get intimidated by it because it does the same thing yours does at home. Presses play, has a volume, turns knobs. It's got effects, everything.
Yeah, I used to be with Innovative. That's how I met like Bro Jack, Ramsey,
Okay.
Garrett,
Okay.
all
Hell
them.
yeah.
Like I got lucky because they were mad supportive the whole way. And like even the first time I went on CJs, I was horrible. So scared. But like nobody was judging me either, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, they were, giving me advice and were sometimes it's not that situation for people. So it was kind of easy after that. So it was like somewhere to learn. And they put me on a lot of good shows too, and mad respect.
And if you know your tracks really well, like it's really easy.
Yeah.
Really, really easy.
If you know your tracks.
Yeah,
really
if you know
well.
your tracks really well. And like
Um,
practice makes perfects too, dude. Like don't ever feel afraid to practice your set,
For sure. Honestly, you get the best results when you get to practice a little.
yeah.
Even if you're not necessarily gonna play exactly how you practice to get a feel for each track and where each cue point is, and knowing how it sounds when you can fade in and fade out, or EQ whatever out. It's good memory, because sometimes like you'll go through like you'll sesh it, right?
Yeah.
And then you'll go out of that sesh thinking, okay, that was dope, but if I move these tracks around, it's gonna sound better and
Yeah,
stuff
exactly.
like that.
Like our B2Bs, they're freestyles most of the time, but we set our cue points and everything. That way, like we know exactly like how to bring it in and where to leave it off,
Yeah.
Yeah. I usually like if I'm going back to back with people, I'll put cues on where, okay, check this out. You can play something here, just a heads up. I mean, go for what you're gonna do, but just like a little like, got you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like to do that shit.
Nah, for sure, for sure. Like little
makes it-
markers. I know, like my homie, he doesn't even use like he put cues on his shits anymore. He just puts markers on like where 18 would start at or 16 would start at, and then he uses the beat jump to just go to each different
Yeah,
beat.
yeah, and I do that too because, like I mentioned, with older decks, they don't have hot cues.
Yeah.
So I always put hot cues and memory cues just in case that happens. Because there's one time with Ice Climber set, ooh, we got these old decks, and yeah, it was a mess, but we made the best out of it because, like, we like to practice for those situations,
Yeah. Have you guys ever ran turntables before?
No,
Shit,
Nah.
never done it. Never done
yeah, looks scary.
it. Yeah. That
Uh,
shit looks intimidating.
bro,
Power to the people who do that.
bro, the first time I ever ran actual turntables was for a competition that I did in high school. It was, bro, I choked so fucking bad. It's because like the whole like, bro, when I was practicing like months up until the competition, but initially we were on a controller, the NS2. You know how it has like, I don't know if you know what controller that is, but it's a Newmark controller, and it's the one that has like the small vinyls like attached to it, and it moves on its own, but it's still a controller.
Okay.
And it has cue points and all that shit. It's basically a controller just with moving vinyls, bro, that
Yeah.
move on its own, but they're really small. And that's what we were practicing on.
Does DJ Craze have that?
He might for like small events, but I know he just uses straight turntables for most of his shit.
Well, because I see he has like hot cues in like certain decks, like, but they're like all in the middle and they're like colored.
So that
Like that?
yeah, that's that mixer right there. That's the exact mixer that DJ Craze used to use
Okay,
and all
yeah,
that
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay,
that's what he'll do. But that mixer is more like a controller.
like
so
an older one.
Yeah, so like I didn't have to move a needle onto it. I didn't have to let it start to like. There's a bunch of shit you need to know when you move on to turntables.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So, bro, and this is such a crazy like DJ contest too, because
What were you guys spinning? Like hip hop or?
it was up to us, but we were in high school and it was for the school. It was just a program, like an after school program that these people put. But one of the this is fucking crazy. One of the judges was Nipsey Hussle. Like,
What?
yeah, he was one of our
that's
judges.
Sick.
And I was like, what the bro, I choked so bad. Like, cause for turntables, you have to put the needle on the record and then let it play for a little bit. And then or put the track on, let the record spin a little so that it could detect the BPM, so that it could like match the time coding on the vinyl, and then you could start moving it. And then you shouldn't hold it down either. Like if you hold down a record, like you could fuck it up. So you should just let it spin and then just hit the hot cue again and then just lightly move it and let it go again, right? I didn't know that shit. I put the needle straight on the record. I was holding it down. I put in the song and then I like tried to scratch it in and let it go. No, nothing was coming out. And then like I let it play and I was like, what's going on? And I started touching the vinyl and then it finally read, but it read at like a slower BPM. So it was playing at a weird, I just fucked up the whole set. But I was able to like play a few tracks, but the transitions are horrible. And I ended up like getting fourth place. I mean, there was only like 5 of us or something like that. So it wasn't like, yeah, but we ended up doing it the next year and I came back and did a little better. But
It's
yeah,
all
that shit was
learning
wild.
experience, bro. It's all learning experience.
For sure. That was like my biggest fuck up when it comes to DJing
That's
ever.
pretty tight though.
Oh yeah, like one of my biggest fuck ups when it comes to DJing was like I played at Avalon this one time, and like I said, they had like an older decks, and I didn't know what the difference between what hot cues and memory cues were. I thought they were both the same thing. And then when I got these older decks, my hot cues were not loading. So I was basically forced to freestyle my set. And I was just like trying to spin to like the hot cues and shit. 'Cause like I know my songs by heart, but just didn't make it in time. And it was a bad set. Let's just say that. It was super bad.
Bro, we've been there.
Yeah. So that's why I do both of them now. Like no matter what, always prepared.
I feel like now I'm comfortable to where if my hot cues don't, or if any of my cues don't pull up, as long as I could get it on the first beat, I could just use the beat jump for shit now.
Oh
I
yeah.
think. Like I just recently learned that too. Once I learned that whole beat jump system, I was like, I think I'm good.
It's a lifesaver, dude. It's a lifesaver.
I went back to back with Manada for one of the low end events, or he came up for one of our back to backs.
Oh really?
And that's exactly how he did. He put his fucking track to the beginning to the one, and then he just beat jumped to everything. No hot cues, no nothing. I was like,
A full gets down.
I was like, you're wild, bro. He just loads his shit and says, let's go.
It's tight. Yeah. Just gotta be prepared no matter what, man. You never know what's gonna happen.
For sure. So none of you guys don't produce? Is that something like you guys see yourself doing?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean,
No?
I want to get there just because like I'm at that point where it's just like I'm getting tired of like I want to play like my own tracks now because every intro that you hear for our sets or my sets, fresh, I make it, but it's always, another person's song, that I'm playing. And then like there'll be times where I'll make my edits and I'll play those too, my club action edit, like I love to play those sometimes. And yeah, so like hearing the love that I get for that, it's just like, you know what, like I want to get there, but my laptop doesn't have enough space.
I
So
feel
I'm
you.
saving for a PC.
I definitely dabble. Like I enjoy it, but I love DJing. Like that's why I got into it was DJing.
Yeah.
And like I respect the people that have their own tracks and stuff. And sometimes it kind of makes you feel like, fuck, maybe I'm not as good because I don't got my own tracks. But I just came to realization, like as of recent, like that's not what you were in this for. But I do like to sit. I use FL, and like I have fun doing it. But I never look at it as like, oh, that's gonna be my bread and butter. Like,
And it doesn't have to be. That doesn't have to be everybody's bread and butter. Like at the end of the day, every DJ that produces or doesn't produce, we're all gig based. So it's based off of our bookings. So we're either doing good based off of what we're getting paid for and what we're getting booked for. So the success is determined by like whatever you think it is and then whatever you portray it to be, really,
for sure.
because like there's a lot of like DJs out here that are club DJs and they do weddings and stuff like that. And bro, they're getting paid amazing money. They don't really got to do anything else, but they're really not putting that on Instagram and portraying like there's this big DJ, but they're still making that living. They're making great money doing it and they don't produce. They're just DJs and they're setting great vibes for everything. They get booked for all these clubs just as well, So I think if you want to do music, you do music because it helps the DJing, but it's because you want to do music mostly,
Right.
Like DJing and producing music are totally separate things. It's not one and the same. type
Like
thing.
Graham Greene, I don't think he produces, but he is one of the meanest fucking DJs I've ever seen. Like him, well, Al Ross produces, but both of them. You use FL. I thought you were on Able. It's Carlos that's on Able.
Nah, we're both on FL.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, we're FL game for sure, bro.
Oh,
For
okay.
sure. Yeah, we learned how to use FL the same. We basically learned how to produce on the same day. Like
Cool.
I've known Carlos since high school. Like my freshman year, we started playing soccer and we just been homies since. And then we both DJ'd, so it was like a common
Were
thing.
you guys both DJing at the same time at that point? Or?
Yeah. So when we got into high school, we were both like starting to learn how to DJ and stuff like that. And then we knew each other from playing soccer, and then we just connected a little more.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but we knew this dude that
You guys
That-
are like family.
pretty much, bro.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. He's family now. we knew this dude that was a graphic designer, but he also knew FL for some reason. He actually turned out to be a dope ass audio producer now for a bunch of like corrido music and shit. But we went over to his house one day because we were like, look, we want to start making music. We've been DJing all throughout high school, like just other people's music, and we've liked EDM music. And Homeboy knew how to produce EDM music, so we went over to his house. I want to say like the summer of junior year, going into our senior year, and then the guy kind of showed us the basics of FL, and then ever since then, we just started making music and shit. But I don't think we really took it.
How old
Like-
are you?
16. Yeah, 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Wow, with it.
I graduated high school at 17, so
Okay.
yeah, it's been a while, bro. But I also went to school for this. Like, I have what's it called? Associate's degree in audio production.
Okay.
So like, yeah, so all this I learned how to do like at school, but it was mostly for recording, not really production wise.
Yeah, see, I've always been around FL like around age 16 because I had friends who were producers, and they were making like 8-bit type stuff. So that's how I had like
Yeah,
a recent past with like EDM and stuff. And like seeing them, what they were doing, like adding reverb, bringing sausage fattener, all that stuff in, like I kind of like put 2 and 2 together with my music. So it's just like,
Yeah.
that's how I learned when it comes to like edits and stuff.
what I learned is that, bro, YouTube. When I went to college, they just showed us a bunch of YouTube
Yeah.
videos, dog, and I was like, what
That
the
too.
fuck?
Yeah,
I could've
tutorials, bro.
Bro, I'm paying so much money to watch YouTube videos right now. Like,
That's literally what Hellcat and me were just talking about. He's like, there's no disrespect towards going to like Icon and stuff, but instead of paying all that money, you could literally learn it right off YouTube.
bro, you could pay to watch someone's Patreon where they break everything
That
down
shit
and
is
stuff
dope.
like that.
Yeah.
And I'd rather spend money on doing that because they teach you.
Mhm.
Because no disrespect to some of these schools, but they're not really teaching you EDM other than Icon. Icon's strictly EDM and have those connections and stuff like that. But all these other schools, and even if you go to like a UC and music theory and stuff like that, they're teaching you traditional music. They're not teaching you how to overly compress your synths because that's wrong. Like what you hear in EDM, bro, is wrong. It's not. That's not how it's like when you hear hip hop, when you hear jazz, country, it sounds totally different because EDM is wrong. Like a lot of like music purists aren't really into EDM because it's just like loud, overly compressed noises and shit like
But
that.
hip hop is electronic music. Little did you know.
Yeah, it's just like it's same shit. Yeah, it's just
like,
sampled
come on
music, bro.
now,
Like
yeah.
at the same
It's made
time.
on a computer.
Facts. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's made on a computer.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like FL is the easiest one to learn off of, in my opinion. Ableton is fucking different. It's just really technical, and in a how do I say it? They make it really hard for you to fuck up, but at the same time, like that makes the learning curve really hard.
Yeah.
Whereas in FL, it gives you a lot of room for error, but you'll still be like learning as you go,
Yeah.
So
It's just one of those things that like everyone has their own way of learning that stuff. Like,
Facts.
everyone has their own way of making that growl, like, that bass line, like everyone just learns differently.
and it's not supposed to be the same, bro.
It's not.
It's not,
dude.
like
It's not.
legit. Like
Yeah.
the best example I could
Yeah.
give to like it's not supposed to sound the same is when in hip hop, when like in 2017, when those beats came out, they were like the distorted 808 sounding beats that were made off of some producer off of FL that didn't know what he was doing, but then the rappers grasped onto that sound. So like, however you make it, if it connects, bro, it's connecting. It doesn't matter how you made it, where you made it.
It
It's
sounds
connecting.
good. It sounds good, man. Come
Yeah.
on, release it.
At the end of the day, that's what you want. You just want like what you made to sound good,
Yeah. We're
For
playing
sure.
with robot noises. Don't be scared. Come on.
Exactly. None of this shit is supposed to sound right at the
Yeah,
end of the
exactly.
day. So,
But we're
yeah,
all here.
facts.
Imagine showing this type of like playing Murata in the 40s, like what they would think, like what the fuck is this? Like they'd probably think that shit's like witchcraft.
What was Murata in the 40s?
Psh, Witchcraft.
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 That's what they would dance to around a bonfire.
We still get that shit till to this day.
It's witchcraft.
Like cold type shit. It's like, bro, just angry war music. Relax.
For sure. Sounds like there's fucking battles going on.
Sounds like straight machine guns in those songs, man. Come on. Can't
Facts.
deny it.
I don't. It just every time I like hear like a hard dubstep like set, I feel like I'm in a factory somewhere. I don't know what factory. I'm just in a factory.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like. That's the vibes. Okay, let me ask you this real quick. Have you guys ever done like a silent disco type thing?
Catch one.
No, I don't think so.
How was it for you? How was your experience?
I really liked it, but it's super weird because it's like when you take off the headphones, you're not hearing anything. Like, but everybody's like vibing.
Yeah.
It's just so funny to watch. But they are dope. Like that's just tight. Oh, and well, I played that one, but Camp EDC or not EDC Nocturnal.
Okay.
They did
had
the silent
one, yeah.
disco. That shit was
Yeah.
cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you experienced one at
I've been
least?
to one. Yeah. I've
Okay.
never played one though. Yeah.
So I did one yesterday when I did the Yoast. I did the outside patio area for the silent disco. That was the first time I ever did it. I found it like hard to connect with like the people like there. I felt like they were just all on their own vibe doing their own shit.
Yeah.
And like when I took off my headphone, I was like, what's going on? I had to like, how do I navigate this? Like I just felt awkward for a little bit. Like I didn't know how to get that awkward, especially because where we were set up, bro, it was outside in the front where all the line was and stuff like that. So there's a big patio
Where was it at?
at the Yoast in Santa Ana, and it's bro, it was like I'm not gonna lie, it was really packed, and there was a lot of people wearing headphones, but it was just weird because it was outside. So when I would take off my headphones, I was just hearing everything that was going on outside. So it's hard for me to feel like I was catching a vibe. But
the one that I played, it was like a line of like 4 DJs, and they get switched.
oh
through.
yeah, okay.
So you don't even know if they're vibing with you, but
Oh,
you're just
damn.
playing music and people are
Fuck.
dancing. It's like, are we?
But can't you tell by the color of the headphones?
Yeah, I think
True,
the
true,
ones
true,
we had
yeah.
were blue. Yeah, the dude showed me and was able to switch through different colors, but
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah, we only had one station apparently.
Yeah.
that shit was low key cool though. Like there's like 4 different genres playing at once. And it was-
Tight.
That sounds like a cool idea, but again,
Yeah.
like that feels like a very antisocial way to party.
Well, yeah. Imagine having a circle that's moshing over here and they're shuffling over here.
And
It's
you
like,
can't talk to
dude,
people.
Yeah.
Like you can't hear shit with those headphones on. So you have to do this. But once like you move your head like one headphone out, you're removed from the vibe like immediately. So now you're like awkwardly talking to someone outside the vibe. It's
We're out of
weird.
the simulation.
Yeah. But it got me to think like, is this what like a virtual reality set would feel like?
Oh, dude. During the pandemic, when those went on, we had a good time, man. We
that shit
just-
was cool. Like just FaceTiming each other, and then we're watching like all those Insomniac things.
Streams.
the
Yeah.
VR shows and stuff.
Yeah.
They were tight.
That's
They
pretty
were
Yeah, they
super
were.
tight.
Those were really cool.
Yeah.
That's more intimate though than like how you're saying like the headphones and everything. 'Cause
Yeah.
you can still talk to each other and still watch
In the
it.
chat and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, for sure.
We watched a lot of those together. It was pretty tight.
That low key was a wave, huh?
Dude, COVID. I mean,
That and
it
GTA
sucked,
man.
but like, yo, we got really close
Dope
as a
shit.
family, you know,
Okay.
like
That's
really,
it.
really close. Like,
I feel like that's something where I don't know when we'll see again. Like a big
Oh,
influx
dude,
of
no.
just
but it will be in history books. I'll tell you that
for sure. Bro, that's when like I feel like COVID was pinnacle of chopping. Like we saw the best chops during COVID for some reason, like
Oh,
chopping
yeah.
videos and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Like they were just like, all right, well now we got to focus on our production and how everything looks since we can't be outside. And
yeah. They
bro,
brought- oh, go ahead.
people were just doing some different shit. There was no table. Their fucking CDJs were floating in the air and shit. Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
wow, shit.
It
going
definitely brought the underground back too.
for sure. A lot of people blew up. Okay, so look, this goes to a perfect example of someone that doesn't produce music, but he's still out here DJing and making dope ass like sets. You say B-Flow?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And all he does is chop and stuff like that, but he's very enthusiastic and shit like that. So like he's getting his bookings and he's getting known just for that. So that's a way of going about just DJing and doing this, in EDM. You don't have to make music to
Yeah.
be in this scene.
And that's one of those like examples, like you see it from the crowd and you just like, you get inspired and then you want to build up your career from that shit. You have a dream and
Facts.
it's not impossible.
He
It's
just
not
inspired
impossible.
a bunch of people that were like, "Oh, you don't produce? Oh, I don't produce. I'm gonna be just like him."
Exactly.
And they're just gonna evolve what he did, and then the cycle just keeps going and shit.
Mhm.
That's what this is. A bunch of people just trying to reinvent the same thing in a cooler way. Or in a
Yeah,
better
no,
way.
he's a cool cat, man. I first met him as Banana Man, and then he
Oh,
just made
swear.
the name as Bistro, and it's
Yeah.
like, all right, cool. Like I seen him around all the time too. All
Yeah.
the time. It's like, yo,
He had a big set in LA recently, or like a couple of months ago. Yeah, like a big show.
yeah, dude. We've been trying to get him like over here, but just timing is everything.
Okay, let me ask you guys you guys are here. Let me ask you for some insight. Who's some of the artists you guys been looking at to book? I want to know.
Should we tell him?
You don't have to, bro. You don't have to.
No,
Bro, you don't have to.
It's no problem.
But
It's like more in talking. Like we'd really
Yeah.
like to just like Little Texas for sure.
oh
Like we've
shit.
already talked to him and stuff, and he's a super cool guy. Him for sure, and I definitely want to get Al Ross and Dogma. I feel like he'd like it in general. Like
Vibe.
yeah, he'd like the vibe there.
We want to bring the return of Wobbly Gang too, if you know who
Wobbly
that
Gang?
is. Yeah,
Wobbly
Mart's Freedom. Yeah,
I feel like I know, but I can't
Wobble,
remember right now.
he was like,
Yeah, never mind. I know exactly.
he was a rhythm OG.
Mhm.
He's just,
Fuck.
in the mist. in the
Okay,
mist
so
right
you guys
now.
are trying to go that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And the owner of that bar, he's been so supportive through the whole thing. And like, I just had a talk with him recently, and he's like, "Will you let me know? And like, we'll try and work this out." Because I mean, we do okay with like financials and like being able to book people, and we just want to keep that going. Like, we want our DJs to be paid. We want everybody to at least get gas money to get there, be comfortable. But we're trying to do that first before we get into like getting like Slimes was the biggest that we've had so far. But
Bro.
just even seeing that, like, let's keep pushing it. Like, let's get
Exactly.
bigger. Let's get
Yeah.
further. And those two right now are definitely the ones that we really want in Rocks. And
Because you see how it is now, and those are just free show events.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
this thing we like to tell people is like our shows are free. So
That's why I
like,
love, bro.
yes,
I'm telling you,
swing
that's why
by,
I
you
love your
know?
guys' events,
Yeah.
bro. It's so fun. Free, you cannot beat. I gotta see Slimes for free, bro. For free, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
I gotta see like I'm like I said, I'm really into SoundCloud. So whenever I get to see these SoundCloud people in real life,
Mhm.
I'm just amazed. I'm like, that's crazy,
Yeah.
especially in Southern California, especially in the Inland Empire type area. You
Yeah.
know?
But it's like you
That's-
said, now we want bigger, we want more piece of a pie.
Got you. That's dope. So what's your guys's your dream lineup? If you had one right now, if you could pick, let me set this up for you. You could pick 4 people for your outside stage and then 4 people for your inside stage.
It's a good question.
that is a good question.
Ideally,
I could take anybody.
anybody.
It's a good question.
Fuck. Honestly, all right. If I'm gonna go just straight like dubstep and like rhythm and shit, I'd say run Ep.6, Al Ross, Subtronics, and Loki wants to say 12 Planet. Like that.
12th Planet.
All 4 of them, just run that.
Hell yeah. Okay, so that would be what,
I take that
outside?
back. Take that back. I'm gonna switch it for Sub Doctor.
For 12th Planet.
Doctor. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I fuck with Sub Doctor too. So that would be the outside.
Yeah.
Okay, what would you do inside?
Swoop.
Okay.
Jeez.
Big dingus.
Okay, I'm inside. All right, we'll probably do Sudden Death as headliner.
Okay.
It's my fave,
Hell yeah.
Can't knock that guy down. We'll do Ominous back-to-back Deonics for like sub headliner.
Fire.
Yeah, we recently just saw that. It's a big inspiration on us, honestly. And then for sub headliners, we'll do Chibes.
Tribes.
Yeah, Chips.
Okay.
Chips. Yeah,
Okay, got
Chips.
you.
However you like to say it.
Heavy. I
Yeah.
fuck with that. Okay.
And then Caught Dubs.
Caught dubs.
Yeah, in the mix.
Okay.
Yeah, just straight chopping night, you know.
Fuck, bro. That's
Salsa
gonna be a
night.
heavy ass night.
Bring your
that
cutting
whole
board.
night. I'm gonna
I
have
would
to
just
stand
take
like
them all off the lineup and just put Dead Mouse there.
just Dead Mouse.
Just Dead Mouse.
I'm down. Fuck it, bro. I'm down.
Hey, 7 to 2, just Dead Mouse.
Bro, packed out. I guarantee it'll be packed out.
Dude, yeah.
Nah, all right. That sounds like a dope ass fucking lineup for sure.
Two different vibes, you know. Two different vibes.
I would be standing like right there in between the doors, just experiencing both at the same time. I wouldn't know what to do, honestly. All right. Well, okay. I think we could just about close this up. Any shows or any announcements you guys want to announce? Anything like that coming up?
What are we doing, Swoop?
Well, I'm not sure how soon it's gonna be out, but next week we got our 4-year anniversary for Retrospect. It's gonna be
Hey,
fire.
let's talk about that. 4 years with Retrospect. How's the journey been?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Technically, it's 5, right?
Yeah.
It's 5.
5
Right.
years minus COVID.
Yeah, COVID.
Okay, you're taking a year back from that.
Retro's the shit, man. I mean, you leave there, you made family. You're gonna see him next time too, and
For sure.
that's like the best part of that whole thing.
I remember going to the last show before COVID hit and everything like that. At Rockefeller.
Dogma.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
crazy.
Yo.
That was wild, bro. We were like, "Is this happening?" Like, it was-
Dude, you know, we got shut down the next day.
Really?
Bro, that's when we had the lockdown.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No more
yeah.
than 50 people in one room. Then, like 2 days later, no more than 10. It's like, what happens if you have a family that big?
That place actually stayed open that entire time.
Did it?
Mhm.
Oh, they were wild.
Yeah, that dude don't give a fuck.
That's why the events turn out so good, bro.
Hey, man, dude, it's a vibe of its own, man. Vibe of its own. 'Cause
For sure.
I go to a lot of these other clubs, and I'm like, man, I miss rocks.
I miss the vibe. I miss home.
Yeah. Like cheap drinks. I got space.
Who's all on the lineup?
So he's going back to back with Homer. I'm going back to back with Ep.6.
Hey.
Yeah.
Project back to back Yaki,
Yaki,
Space
Space
Candy,
Candy.
Hungry Boy.
Psychedelics back to back with M's.
Ooh.
Yeah. Inside we got Shutdown back to back Demented, Hungry Boy. We
Hey,
got
hungry.
the
boy.
Brands back to back. That's on me. We got Ishmael. We got the boys from Collective Company, Terabyte and Captain, and then Radio Lens.
Damn, bro.
Yeah,
Y'all
it's a
stacked.
lineup. Yeah. But
Stacked.
the best of it all, it's like we're all friends. It doesn't even feel like a show. It's just
Uh-huh.
kind of like feels like a party.
Homies. Yeah.
Party,
Birthday
honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys just built like a big community to where that's what it feels like now.
Dude, seriously, yeah, because everybody that we know on the lineup is our friend, basically.
Yeah, I feel like you guys could keep doing show like no headliner involved. Those shows still pop either
Oh,
way.
yeah. But it's like you said earlier, we see the bigger picture now.
For sure,
Like,
for
you know,
sure.
I'm pretty sure with low end, you know, you guys like want more too, you know.
Bro, we're starting to realize that you can't go too big out here.
Bro,
You will get stepped on.
we're making a name for ourselves though. That's the thing.
So what we've learned, and bro, we've talked to so many people that have done shit like we've done already, and they tell us so many things about once you start booking certain headliners, they're gonna make it to where you can't throw shows in certain areas. Like Insomniac does that. They have partnerships with certain people to where if you start booking headliners that go to their shows and stuff like that, usually go to their shows, they'll start telling like their venues and places around their venues like, oh, my artist can't be booked here, only here, here, and here. And like we've ran into not that exact scenario, but when it comes to bookings, we realize some people can't do the venues we're at.
I can sort of relate to that, trust me. And that's because I've been on a few teams living around here in California, trying to make my way with this DJ career. And you kind of learn a thing or two in this industry. And trust me, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
It sucks, but I think it's cool though if you could teeter on the line of getting the big underground. And I think that's the best part of this is
Oh,
getting
yeah.
like big headliners, but they're underground people.
Yeah,
You know, they're
yeah,
not
yeah.
really those insomniac DJs, but they still pull because they're not known like that yet. But they're those guys.
Oh,
They're gonna
yeah.
be those guys.
But the thing that like people appreciate us is like how I told you we're very intimate. So like those bigger DJs, they see that stuff and they're like, damn, I want to get it on that. Like,
Yeah, true.
screw this big ass stage. I want to be with the people,
Yeah,
because there's very selective venues that are like that now. Very, very selective.
for sure.
And we don't have a green room, any of that stuff, like you're
That's
actually
true.
do.
That's true.
you get what you get.
I
Huh?
actually do.
Oh, we do? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh shit. My bad. I guess we do.
It's
you do.
just it's like closed off to like the public. It's like so where like all the bricks in the back are, like where the pool table is, that whole back thing back there. There's like green room storage, like we keep all our gear and shit. And
Okay.
like but it's like for like politicians and shit. Like they're only allowed back there.
But it's like I said, we give you what you get, because we
Yeah.
want you to be a part of us, We want you to interact with the crowd, stuff like that.
For sure. For sure.
That's why I want El Rasa back, because literally that fool will be smoking doinks like all around and like just vibing, drinking with everybody. Like that fool would be fun to have. I think he'd dig it. Like that's main goal for like Nick. I won't do another Dogma unless we get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. Damn. Oh, all right. Well, next time I see Dogma, I'm gonna be expecting El Ross for sure.
You heard it here first.
For
You
sure.
heard it here first.
So, any other gigs coming up for y'all? Where can we see Something's Wrong and Swoop next?
So we got Something's Wrong Swoop. We got Pomona August 13th
Okay.
with Jet and Friends for round 2 for us, but it's actually round 3 for them.
Yeah. Him, Hellcat, us.
Oh shit. Okay.
Basilisk. Right?
Basilisk, back-to-back Ozen, and
What?
then there's one more.
Oh, I did see that flyer actually. Where's that at? Pomona, you said?
Yeah, the basement.
Oh shit. Yeah, I seen that. I seen Hellcat post about it, I believe.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tight show. Tight show.
And I'll play.
Oh, Innate. There you go. That's the last one.
I'll play at Rocks this weekend, and then 2 weeks after for another show that will be announced. But it's all techno. That's all I
Techno.
can say right now.
Okay. Okay. For sure. And okay. No music or no edits coming out, anything like that?
I got a ton of edits. I just don't put them out.
Got a
Yeah.
mix
Put 'em
coming
out,
out,
bro.
soon.
Put them
shit,
out, bro.
shit.
Legit. I'm telling you, like we had homeboy. I don't know if you guys know who Risky is.
Mhm.
He was on here, but he's made so many connections based off his edits, solely his edits.
Yeah.
Like he's gotten to meet Little John. He sends Little John just all his edits now he makes because he's made and it wasn't even that like much of a complex. It was like a legit maybe a transition or something like that. And like it's things like these that'll get you connection. And bro, and it's creativeness. Like that's still production at the same time, So definitely put them out. Just bro, clickbait it. Like call it the name of the songs and then your remix.
Yeah.
Like that's the best way to put it out. And a lot of people need them too, bro. I also like getting flips or like mashups or anything like that, and then being able to put like my own drop to them. Because sometimes I like how you guys mashed it up, and then I'll be like, okay, well, let me change the drop now, and then
Right.
people just stack on your creativeness and stuff like that.
That's a good point. Hell yeah.
For sure. Okay, bro.
It's just a unique sound for everybody, man.
For sure.
That's why you hear all these remixes nowadays. As soon as the album drops, like a day later.
Bro, I've been trying to. I do that and then I'll hold on to the track because I feel like, I don't need to put it out right now.
It's a joke, but like I want to hear it, I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah, not like I just dropped a remix to that one Bad Bunny track, Titi Me Preguntó, like that. Yeah, bro, it's been popping right now. I was like, all right, let me remix this real quick. I wanna make my own spin on it.
I mean, if you got the ear, like, trust me, like, come on, people want to hear that stuff because it's like you said, you never know who's gonna play that. Like, you never really
Facts.
know.
I don't.
It's
And
like how you're finding on music on SoundCloud, someone else could find that shit. And it's like, yo, what is this?
facts. I found this dude, like his name is 6060,
Mhm.
and I think he's from Riverside. And bro, he makes like dirty trap, like insane shit. And I found it on SoundCloud, and then his shit said Riverside, and I was like, no way. And he had like 200 followers. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. A lot of the music I play cats from around here or in Europe or like Australia. you
Okay.
know, like with like less than 1,000 followers too. It's like, dude, like
Those
you
are
know
some of
what?
the people that make the best music.
Bro, disgusting, man. Disgusting.
sure.
That's I was like, these people needed like a deserving spot like in industry nowadays. They really need it.
But that's why the underground is so important. That's why
Oh,
the
yeah.
shit we do is so
Yeah.
important, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
people might, and I get this. I don't get this a lot, but I hear this sentiment a lot. Like when someone starts throwing shows or events, they'll be like, and then you, or let me phrase it like this: I'll start throwing a show in an area, and then there'll be more of the exact same shows and whatnot. People see that as a bad thing, but in reality, that just means what you wanted to do is working, and now there's more exposure for everyone. Because say like I go to downtown Riverside, right? And I'll put Low in an example. Say Low End's throwing a show. What if I don't necessarily like the DJs that Low End booked for the night? I'd want another EDM event going on to see if I'd like that vibe a little better. It's not nothing bad on Low End or whatever show, but I'd rather have more go down to downtown Riverside, have more variety, and B, that's more opportunity for us.
That makes sense.
You feel me? So it's like the more of this shit, the better. And now we're just feeding the community, and
That's
feeding
why
the
we have the
underground.
2 stages idea at our shows. You
You
know,
just gotta have options. I mean,
exactly.
For
say
sure.
you go one venue and they're just playing dubstep, but I want to see house tonight, so I'll go to this venue. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
And there's a lot of people who do that stuff. Like Catch One does that a lot because they have the right venue for that. So does
Facts.
Avalon Hollywood. They do that too.
Yeah, Exchange is starting to do it. I believe they have like
Oh,
an
really?
upstairs place.
Oh yeah, they have the agency upstairs too. So
Yeah.
does Academy.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of people are starting to because options are better. I believe. And
Exactly.
I guess these venues are looking at it this way. Okay, options are better, and you know what? Might as well keep them in our club. So let's give them another option, and
Yeah.
we'll just keep the money here rather than letting them go to another venue with more options.
Because
know?
you never know who's gonna be next on that lineup too. you
Facts.
know?
Facts. Yeah, it's crazy. Let me just I want to bring this up real quick. Say like you're part of retro. Well, obviously not, but I want to bring it up anyways. But say you're part of retrospect, right? You guys aren't like DJ exclusive, like oh, you can only DJ retrospect events, stuff like that. Like
oh, hell
if you're
no.
part of the team.
Yeah, no, we encourage people to play it, but it's literally just a stepping stone. Like just do something here, but try and go do things other places too. Like we encourage you to go play wherever you can. Like get your name out there, get your bag, but we've never sat there and been like, you have to exclusively play here, otherwise you're not. Like that's foul. I've been with groups like that too, and like it's like why? Like
Yeah. Everyone handles their own bookings basically. There's no like managers, any of that stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, and I bring it up because I met a bunch of cool DJs for the first time yesterday, and a lot of them are new, relatively like trying to get their name in the door and whatnot. And I don't want to throw I don't necessarily bring this up to throw any shade at that, but at the same time, it is kind of like shady to do that. But and I like you hear this a lot from like the wasted community. Like I heard. They do that, bro. They do it but they don't do it intentionally.
Everyone has their own strategy, and their strategy is ticket based sales and
Ticket based and sales. That's it.
And at the end of the day, they gotta understand like we're musicians, bro. We're not promoters. So like that to make sure people are buying these tickets cuts into our like music time.
Facts.
So and the fact that you're making us sell these tickets and it's not a deserving spot, it's like, you know what? Like that's the main reason why I left.
Yeah.
Because I was on that team for a while.
Okay.
I met a lot of good people out of that
See,
team.
and
A lot of good people. And I would not be here where I'm at the spot right now if it wasn't for those people. But,
this is the best way I could frame Wasted, because I have like I don't know anybody there Wasted. I just hear what people have told me and stuff like that. And my consensus of it is if you understand what you're going into, you can make the most of that opportunity with connections, because they have a shitload of people on their team in a bunch of different places. So as long as you're able to like go into the group chat, talk with the people you want to talk to, promote their events while they're there. Yeah, get your 1 or 2 spots that you wanted, and be like, okay, I learned what I needed to learn. I'm cool. I could dip. There's nothing wrong with doing that.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
because they're based off of, okay, well, we're just gonna keep getting more anyway. So
Yeah.
like, just use that opportunity to your fullest. Because
Oh,
when
thanks.
I hear a lot of people, they don't show me anything, but like they'll be like, oh yeah, look, the group chat has like 80 people and whatnot. I'm like, bro, that's a big like group chat for you, you know, like to all these people are in different places. Like that's something that I think most people need to realize and understand is don't stay local. Like, yeah, we're in California, but make sure like you could go to Texas and some people at least somewhere there know you and go there and start playing because the community isn't just here, bro. The community is
Facts.
all over these places. So I don't know. Are you guys into like comedy at all?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm into like a lot of comedy podcasts and stuff like that. And they're big on do the road, do the shitty places and all these places and whatnot. And they tell you like in stand up, it takes you like 10 years to develop and for you to pop. It's not only because they're developing their skill, that's part of it. But two, that 10 years is you doing the road. So that's 10 years of you touching a bunch of different markets.
It's called doing your time, bro.
Facts. And in EDM, it's the exact same thing. It's just we don't look at it that way. We've never really put it in that perspective. But we got to do our time. You got to put yourself into all these markets so that when you put a project out finally, all these people can be like, oh, I think I remember who Swoop was. And then that's how that shit works, you know?
Yeah, I feel like people like get too in their head about like ego and stuff. Like, oh, I'm not gonna play that. There's only 25 people there. Like, it's not worth my time. But that's 25 more fans that you could have just made.
And those are 25 super fans. The fact that there's only 20 and they stayed and they're vibing, that means they're like, I like this music. I'm staying, you know? Those are the fans you do want.
Yeah.
I played a lot of opening sets. I'll tell you that right now. And, you know, I have a lot of fans that's seen that shit and they still come see me to this day. They're like, dude, you know, I seen you opening. It's beautiful to see you play finally like headlining spots, you know, playing afters, this and that, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I have a lot of people from Virginia tell me like, dude, if only I was there.
That's crazy.
If only I was there, man.
Now book a show back in Virginia now, bro. Like
it's the industry's different out there, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's a lot different than out here.
I bet.
Trust me, I've been trying ever since I was 18.
Yeah,
18.
it's just a whole different vibe out there.
Whole different vibe.
Virginia, bro. I can't even imagine. I've lived a lot of wild places. Virginia sounds wild.
They got a famous club called Echo Stage. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Echo Stage.
Yeah, famous club, like hit #1 like within these past few years. But yeah, it's tight. Like I've always wanted to get booked there, especially because I knew like the booking artist, but it was just like you have to know the inside scoop. And then they never really had a local scene out there like out here. So when I came out here, I was like, dude, the local scene's tight. Like I don't care what anybody says. I live for the underground.
You know what?
I don't mind getting a festival booking, but you know,
for sure.
Yeah.
I've realized that especially in the IE, we're seeing it more. A lot of more of these EDM events. And it's because of the whole no one wants to drive out to LA and stuff like that.
Fuck
That shit's rough. That shit's really rough. And you get all fucked up and shit, and then you gotta drive back this way. Like,
yeah. But I think it's starting to become more apparent now with all the bookings that we're getting in Corona, Riverside, and Pomona, and all these other places out here. I think it's also because of like the state of LA, I guess you could say, because it's not like the best place to go anymore. Like
I used to look up to LA a lot, so trust me, I believe what you say when you said that, like, because it's a good spot to like bring music to, but like
Facts.
they look at it as a joke now. It's like
I feel like if you live there though, it's a whole different story. Like if you live there, there's so much opportunity.
facts.
But if you're like out here, like where we all are, like it's a lot harder to go out there and like try to be that person, LA DJ, whatever it is, you know.
It's definitely a good idea to touch down there every once in a while.
Oh,
you know?
yeah,
For sure.
nah. I played out there like 5 times already, and I'll tell you the best shows were outside of LA.
I believe that. I believe that.
Yeah.
All
And,
right,
and
speaking
they were
about
good
that,
venues too, like Avalon, Catch One. So it's not like any underground stuff.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Catch One's a vibe. I fuck
They
with
are.
it.
They are. Trust me. Like that opening for Bear Noise, it was unbelievable. I didn't feel like I deserve it, but
Take what you
opened,
get, bro, and
I opened
capitalize
it.
on it as much as you can.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, so let's close out with this because I'm really interested to know, just because you brought it up, your best set or your favorite set that you've had.
For both of us, or like the B2B?
Just you, yeah, just you.
Just me. That Dogma show, man.
The Dogma
Bro,
show.
that we were all freaking out at one point because like it was like we weren't sure because like COVID was going down, stuff like that.
It was raining.
It was raining too.
There was no
A little
tarp
bit.
up there, so me and Chance were up there with that big ass.
Oh, I remember. Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
kind of like sprinkling a little,
Yeah,
huh?
we were all worried, and like when I started playing, there was a decent crowd, and then when I looked up, dude, it was packed. Like the rail, we had a chair as a rail.
I remember.
Like chairs, literally as rails, and like people were just headbanging there, and it was like, all right, we're doing this. And then when he went on, oh, dude, it was over. And so yeah, that was probably my best solo set, and then the best B2B for us was the Project Z after.
I seen that
was
shit,
beautiful,
bro.
dude.
That shit was tight.
That day, me and Carlos were actually pretty much like maybe like half a mile away from you guys. We did this like whole give back to where we bought a bunch of waters, chips, Uncrustables, High C, and Kool-Aid and stuff. And we put our QR codes on everything. And then we just handed out to everybody as they were leaving for free
That's
and
tight.
stuff like that.
That's
We put out a speaker and just played music and had a mic, and we just did all that shit. And then I seen the post for all that Project Z afters and shit. And I'm like, bro, that is fucking insane. And I seen your guys' post, and I'm like, oh, that looks like a vibe.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
fun. That was a lot of
Super,
fun.
super fun.
Bro,
Yeah.
we just had Novocaine on the podcast on Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, he's a cool cat, man. Shout out that guy, man, because that
Yes,
was dope. Super, super dope.
Hell yeah, he's a dope
Yeah.
dude. He's out here, bro, working.
Yeah, he's super out there. We were on the same team when it came before I joined Retrospect. So that's how I kind of know that.
Oh, okay. That's dope.
Yeah, he's cool.
Damn, y'all go way back.
Yeah,
See how the
yeah.
community moves, bro?
I tell people all the time, like, yo, California's a big state, but it's small world. Small world.
And everyone's trying to do something out here.
Yeah, yeah. And
Specifically California,
and
too.
he did it in such little time. So that's why I tell everybody, no dream is too big for you. No dream.
Fuck no.
No dream.
All right, now, if you had favorite set.
That's so hard. I don't know, dude. Definitely the Project Z, that one was fun. Solo set. Fuck. Probably, honestly, just for the vibe, the dome in the desert, that shit was mad fun.
Okay.
Like,
Oh,
that
yeah.
one was just a good time.
Which one was that? Do you know?
Oasis.
Yeah,
Oasis.
it
Okay,
was.
so that was like earlier in the pandemic,
No,
or was
so
that later?
Retrospect had their own stage that day.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were all out there, and I don't know, something about that one. That one always.
Yeah,
That
that was
was
a
a good
vibe.
time. Yeah.
Desert raves are vibes, bro. Especially if you're at that pinnacle time at night, bro. When all the people are like at the peak of their fucked upness and they're just like, I'm out here. They give no fucks and they're vibing.
Yeah, the underground came back for sure around
I
that
think-
area.
Hell
The
yeah.
only other one probably be like Avalon. I played that side room that was going like towards the main stage, but
Jerry
I thought
Lewis?
it was really cool. Yeah, I don't-
Jerry Lewis.
it was just more cool because the people that were going and walking up the stairs, like they were obviously someone of importance, but they like would stop and just be like, okay. So that made me feel real good. So that would probably be another like really good one. Like I was doing something right. So
For sure.
yeah.
Okay.
It's
Hell
like
yeah.
one of those things that, like, how you said earlier, like, just because there's 25 people playing in a room doesn't mean you shouldn't bring your best. You know, shouldn't act like nobody's there. You
Just
know,
have fun doing
yeah,
that
dude,
shit.
have fun. Act like you're playing a festival, dude. Because
And if you
people are
start
watching.
Exactly.
People are
People are
watching.
watching. And if they see you vibing, that's more of an enticing for them to start
Oh yeah.
dancing.
Oh yeah.
For sure. It's weird to see a DJ and they're just standing. It's kind of like
That's so awkward.
it's very awkward for me. And I'm just like, so do you like this or do you just want the money?
Yeah.
You know, like it's like fuck. You're making us look bad, man. Come on.
Facts, bro. Come on.
Yeah,
Bro, we got.
facts, man. Facts. I don't wanna be with someone and be like, oh, that's what you do?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Even if
Yeah.
you're opening, like, dude, dance like somebody's out
Vibe.
there.
bro.
Like, come
Just
on.
put the headphones on, dog.
Yeah.
Vibe.
If you
That's-
look like you're having a bad time, everybody's gonna have a bad
Yeah.
time.
Seriously.
honestly, that's why I like to DJing of all this. I do like producing a lot too, but the DJ aspect of this is my like free time. Literally, I get to
Yeah.
grab a beer, grab a blunt or joint, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and play whatever I want to play and shit like that. And hopefully everyone's vibing while I'm vibing and
You
shit like
vibe
that.
too. Like you got the dance moves going, everything. Like it's
I
a good
try.
show. It's a good show to watch.
It's just I don't know, bro. I play music that I like, that I want to vibe to.
Yeah.
Sometimes like the DJ and me will come out, the like, let me cater real quick. But if I do that, I'm catering, but with the music, I still kind of like,
You
know.
just know how to read the room, you know?
Yeah.
And that shit's very important, honestly.
And not a lot of producers have that. And it's a real struggle to learn too.
Some of our favorite producers are like that, so we get it.
Yeah, bro. It sucks, bro.
Yeah.
Like
But that's just one of those things that we talked about earlier. It's like you got to separate DJing from producing because they're both are different arts. And like people hate on DJing a lot, but it's like, bro, like we keep it flowing, you know? Like there's
Yeah.
people who just always looking down at the decks, and then there's people who are like doing crazy shit. Cause trust me, I've seen some house DJs do some crazy shit, and I'm like,
Facts.
yo,
you're playing house.
what? You're playing house?
Have you ever had anybody come up and ask you for a song request while you were playing?
All the time, bro. And
Really?
I hate that shit. And I'm just like, I'm just like, okay. And I just nod them off, and then they'll come back, and then they'll keep looking.
That's the worst
And-
part. They come back.
They come back.
And I'll just be like, what song do you want? I don't have it. And they'll be like, what DJ doesn't have?
I just tell them I don't have Wi-Fi. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like,
That's like one of the best things that they say after shit. Like, what? You can't look it up? I'm like, this isn't a fucking computer. Well, it kind of is, but like,
Nah, bro. The worst, the worst is when I've had this happen to me, and this is the strangest thing. Some girl came up to me. She was like, hey, can you play my man's song? I have it on my USB. And I was like,
that's a
No.
real one, though. That's a real.
and then her man is standing like, I'm at the DJ booth where Sloth is at, just looking at me like, and he's like some cholo fool, and I'm like, fuck, what do I do? And I was like, all right, let me see, and I tried to plug it in. I'm like, it says the file's corrupted. I just bullshitted it, so I didn't have to
That is
play it.
actually really smart. That's a good one.
I was like, what the
you
fuck
shouldn't
is
have to
going
do that,
on?
bro. Come on. That's your hour shining. Come on.
Yeah. It was at a Lowen event too when we were doing the events at the S bar. Bro, we started at a bar too, you know? So it's like,
I really like that place. That place was badass.
bro, at
It
first it
was.
was so hard getting people there. You have no idea. The first events there were stressful. We were like, what the fuck is going on? Because
That's
that was
the-
like the first time we transitioned from throwing house parties and stuff like that. Because that's what we did all through high school, was through house parties, to being at an actual venue and a bar club. It's totally different. It's totally different.
That's the thing people don't understand when it comes to this shit. You're always gonna have your ups and downs, you know. Not every show is perfect. Even when you
sure.
go to like these famous Insomniac shows, not every show is selling out. You know.
Yeah, they're trying it though.
They're
Good
trying,
fucking
yeah.
amount, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Shit.
No matter where you go, not even if a rapper's like rapping like in the middle of the state, he's not selling that shit out. They make it look like it, but trust
Nah,
me.
You know, it's crazy to think that a lot of DJs probably get booked more and have more fans than a lot of these rappers do. When you see it, like, if you realize this, if you look at a rapper's tour and something like that, check out where the tours are at. They're club stops. So regardless, there's gonna be people there, whether they're there or not. So if they ever try to do a standalone venue, they usually can't sell like over 100 tickets and shit like that.
It's just one of those egos things, man. Like if you're not interactive with your fans, like come on.
And you just got to make it look a certain way
Yeah.
and know your market at the same
Exactly.
time. Know where the bass markets are at if you're into bass music. Know where the Jersey club markets are at if you're into
Yeah.
Jersey club and all that. You know, I feel like that's important shit to know too.
When you're homie with your artist, like of course you're gonna support him, you know.
For sure.
Especially if like he's just like this nobody that you knew, and then like now you look up to him. So
People respect someone that doesn't give up, I think.
exactly,
sure.
especially if he's treating you with respect.
Especially
Right.
if you came from the same place I came from. I'm like, damn, you didn't stop and you got to where you're at. I'm just like, damn, good shit. Even if I didn't like you, like initially or something like that, I'm still gonna be like, damn, we came from the same place and you did that shit. Like,
No,
I
facts.
I can't hate. Like, I really can't, because at the same time, that's the dream, bro. That's the goal. That's what
Yeah.
you're supposed to do.
Nah,
You
dude,
know?
I had so many of those experiences. That's why they tell you like never really meet your role model because sometimes they're assholes.
Bro, I
They were
believe that
assholes,
shit.
So I was like, fuck. But like at the end of the day, I still looked up to them. I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm just brush it off.
I just realized that.
But you're an asshole.
Facts.
No, not you,
Well,
but
all
not
these
you.
artists and all these people that you look up to, they're on their own wave and they're on their own frequency to where like it doesn't if you interact with them or not, it doesn't matter for them really. I'm like, it's just like a okay, so but that's what makes them them at the same time, them being on their own vibe, their own frequency. Honestly, like I think about it like this now. I can't hate on nobody if they're doing what they like to do and it's working for them and they're living it every day. Because even if you're an asshole, but you're still like doing you, and you're an asshole by nature. You're not trying to be an asshole, that's just you. You're just an asshole dude. Like, I'll be able to understand it. I'll be able to keep distance and like understand it, but I'll just be like, okay, he's an asshole. That's how he operates, but that's how he gets his art. That's how his art, is birthed off of his assholeness, I guess.
Prime example, Dead Mouse.
Legit, bro. Legit. He's a fucking asshole. But I
He
love
is,
his
but I love
music,
him.
dog.
Yeah, I
like,
love
so
him. Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of people like that for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And they're gonna hate.
It's one of those things you gotta separate the music from like their personality, bro. It's
For
like,
sure.
Screw it, bro.
I wish he would just be an asshole to me because I would soak it all in, like soak in his asshole. Like,
What pause?
you heard me.
Okay, I feel it. We soaking in assholes out
Hell
here.
yeah, dog.
Tight buttholes. Tight buttholes.
Oh shit. No, yeah, for sure. But I mean, that's what makes cool art, bro. Is unique personalities.
Dude, honestly. I mean, but it's one of those things like you gotta know your worth too. Like if you put the time in, you gotta understand, like, you know what? Like I gotta be treated a certain way too. I gotta understand that like this is what I deserve when it comes to my bookings, this and that. But like don't act like a complete asshole, but like only if you have that thing going for you,
Yeah.
Because it doesn't work out for a lot of people. I'll tell you that right now. It doesn't work out.
Yeah. And it's funny because you hear the phrase preying on my downfall. And I feel like I don't do that, but sometimes I'm like, bro, like,
Hey, but if you don't have haters in this world, you're not doing it right. I'll tell you that right now.
yeah, they're hating on something.
Every successful people has haters.
For sure. For sure,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah. Damn it. I said we ended on that, bro. Every successful person has haters. You
Yeah,
heard
they
it from
do.
Swoop.
Anybody.
I believe it.
Anybody.
Facts. Everyone has haters, bro. And I mean,
I
like,
hate you, Swoop.
I hate you too.
yeah, just do you, fam. Everyone's just doing
bro,
them.
yeah.
Have fun with it. And people are going to fuck with you for you.
Exactly.
And that's what you want. You don't want fake people around
Nah,
you, dog. That's
nah.
weird.
That's big
That
dingus
shit
style
is
right
weird.
there. Big dingus shit.
Hell yeah. Bro,
Act
that
like
name is
yourself, bro. Trust me, because it's gonna work out in the end.
for
It
sure.
really is.
Hell yeah.
Follow a trend, be influenced by it, but don't be mocking it. Don't
Be
copycat
influenced,
it. Be
bro, for
influenced
sure.
by it,
Yeah,
but don't mock it.
for sure. Well, that's been another episode of Don Talks with the homie Swoop and Something's Wrong.
Can I get it for you?
Oh yeah. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you guys
This
for
is fun,
coming,
man.
kicking
This
it,
is fun.
chilling. I appreciate it. We'll have to get you on the main channel too to get some fucking guess the tempos and shit too, for sure.
Let's run it, bro. Let's
Hell
run
yeah.
it.
Yeah, go check them out on all their social medias. What do you guys go by on socials?
Instagram, I'm Swoopmusic, and Twitter, I'm Swoop Official. And then SoundCloud, I'm Swoop_official.
For sure.
Just IG at sloth_pilgrim.
Okay.
Rebranding on the SoundCloud, so start putting edits on and stuff, and
For sure.
working on craft more.
Oh yeah, I got a mix coming out soon for Combat, if you know what that is. So keep an eye out for that.
Hey, hell yeah. Well, go check them out. Swoop's coming out with the mix soon. Check out my socials. Everything's _. Go check out my latest releases and go check out all the rest of the content we have. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in.
Follow at Retrospect.
Facts.
Shout out Retrospect. Shout out Big Dingus. Shout out Dogma.
Shout out everyone,
Sweets.
Hail Cthulhu.
Hail Cthulhu. We out here.
Hell yeah. And I end my episodes with another track. So I'll play a track and that's all.
Let's jam.
Talk to me good, yeah. Talk to me nice.
Talk to me.
Talk to me good, yeah. Talk to me nice.
Talk to me.
Talk to me good, yeah. Talk to me nice. Talk to me good, yeah.
Talk to me.
Talk to me good, yeah. Talk to me nice. Talk to me good, yeah.